Hi, this is Uncle T Boxing, and hi, this is Uncle T Boxing, and I'm pretty much gonna talk about my experience of the main event of the last fight of Matchroom Boxing yesterday. Dillian Whyte against Dereck Chisora, how I felt. Okay, so before I start, obviously you could see behind me uh, there's a drawing of a painting of Dereck Chisora. Well, I've known him for 20 years, so for 20 years, so same points that I make might seem biased. Maybe he is, I don't know, but I didn't want to tell him this before the fight. In my mind, because I'm a sort of a pessimist sort of person, in my mind, I thought Dillian Whyte was, um, it was in the right time for him to fight Dereck again. And though there was a little bit of controversy in the first fight, whether you thought Dereck won or Dillian Whyte won, I thought Dereck was going in as the favorite, even though Dereck trained really, really hard for it. I still thought Dillian Whyte, but I never told Dereck this because obviously you don't tell people that um, that sort of thing. Because let's go down in history. Carl Froch against George Groves. Groves did all right in the first fight. To I don't know when the ref stopped the fight, whether or not you thought Carl Froch was going to end up winning the fight. The ref stopped it prematurely, in my opinion. Then the second fight, he got brutally knocked out. Canelo against GGG, another controversy. Most people thought GGG won. Second fight, Canelo won the fight. And I thought that same sort of pattern, when you see someone, even though it was a close fight, the second fight, the guy with the momentum usually gets the nod. So in that mind, I kind of thought maybe Dillian Whyte might end up. Well, he was basically. I just thought that Dillian Whyte was going to be the favorite. So I went into that fight. This actually, thanks to shout out to Daniel from Matchroom. He gave me access to. This is my first time experiencing from a journalist point of view the whole card. I was there from the beginning, so as a watchable card. I might talk about the rest of the card, see if people are interested. I'll do that as well. But I just want to talk about the main event because I was emotionally invested in that. So when the brickwork and everything came in, I was the butterflies did come in. I was I didn't like that feeling. I couldn't watch the fight properly, but I had to get myself together. When Dillian Whyte came in, before the show starts, the butterflies were just kicking in and everything, but I just had to be professional and watch the fight. Now, so from the first round, I thought Dereck surprised me. There's something about Dereck and Dillian, because even though in the first fight and the second fight, I always had Dillian the favourite to win, but it just surprised me how strong Dereck is, and he's always pushing Dillian Whyte towards the back foot. I've just never seen Dillian Whyte get pushed back like that as much as what Dereck does to him. No other opponents have done that to him. Well, maybe a little bit of AJ in the first couple of rounds till Dillian Whyte gave him that counter left hook. AJ I'm talking about. And we're going to get back to that left hook of his in later on in this what I'm doing here. But yeah, in the first round, I thought, Dereck looks as if he's round 13. He's pushing him back a little bit. It's like, what's going on? Then I don't know what it is. Excuse me, because I've not rewatched the fight on TV, but this is my point of view. So same bits might be a little bit because I was like, tensed up and everything as I was watching the fight. And I think Dillian Whyte, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I think Dillian Whyte gave him a right hand, and he must have got Dereck. he lost his balance and he went ropes. Then this time Dillian Whyte was facing me and I could see a smile on his face like, yeah, I got you, Dereck. And I was like, oh, please don't get knocked out in the first round after doing all these things with David Hay, blah blah blah. But he weathered the storm. Before that right hand landed, I thought Dereck looked as if he was winning the fight. But that right hand, I don't know what is all subjective. You could have given Dereck that round. You could have given Dillian Whyte that round. But for me, I always do it biased to my guy. So because I've watched all my fights with Mayweather, I'm used to seeing people Mayweather dominating, and if you don't dominate and you leave a little bit of against the home fighter, I give it to the home fighter. So I thought I give that to Dillian Whyte for the first round. Then the second round came. Dillian Whyte came into his own, and I gave him the second round too. Then I don't know what happened in the third round. Dereck brought the old Dereck back again. The old Dereck that fought Dillian Whyte, started pressing the action. The third, fourth, fifth. There's a few times when Dillian Whyte caught Dereck. When Dereck tried to go right to the body, Dillian Whyte counters with that dangerous left hook. And I just pause and look at Dereck. I'm like, okay, he's still standing there. God, this guy's so tough. And a couple of times when Dereck was rolling and he came back and he caught Dillian Whyte for a couple of left hooks. And Dillian Whyte, oh my God, he is tough. He's tough. Because people always say something about Deontay Wilder would blast through Dillian Whyte. Maybe so, but Dillian Whyte has got a strong chin. He's got finger. I know he got stopped by AJ, but he was tired at that point. And as everyone now know, he went into that fight with a bit of a shoulder injury. So you never know how that fight would have been if he was fully fit with his shoulders and things. But anyway, I'm digressing a little bit. Then we get back to the fight. So yeah, the ref first of all took the points. I think it was for low blow or something. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But I thought, you know, obviously, like I said, I've known Dereck for a while. So when he was landing to the body, I wasn't seeing if he was punching. No, maybe he did. Then if so, then yeah, fairly taking the points. We're gonna have to watch back that fight again. Fairly taking the points. So he hit him to the body. Ref took the points. I thought, ooh. Then as soon as the ref took the point, you could see Dereck pressing the action again. Like, no, I'm going to try and, you know, I've got to try and at least make it a 9-9 sort of a round. And you could see that pattern going. But all through the fight, I felt the ref was more on Dereck's case. He stopped him for the use of the head, stopped him for use for low blow, and you know, Dereck is an aggressive fighter, and Dillian Whyte. At one stage, when the ref said stop, Dillian Whyte held Dereck with his elbow, with his left elbow, and landed a right hand on his chin. But nothing was done. Well, nothing was done like that. And I think Dillian Whyte was using a lot of elbows at the time, because when Dereck kept on getting close, Dillian Whyte was a little bit uncomfortable. So he tried to use his elbow or hold him a little bit. That's what I saw from my standpoint. But after, like, I think the 6th or 7th round, the pace started slowing down from Dereck's point of view. I think, you know, he used a lot of energy, and Dillian Whyte started to use his starting to show while people thought if he decided to box, he could get the better of Dereck. So he started touching him with the jab, and Dereck was just plodding along trying to find the heavier shots, the most effective shots, while Dillian Whyte was, you know, still on the back foot, but using more because the pace had dropped down. And I gave it from the 3rd round to the 6th was definitely Dereck. Seventh round, I can't remember when the ref took the points, but in terms of like the momentum of how Dereck was controlling the center of the ring, pushing him back, landing the heavier shots. They were both going back and forth. So at that point, when the ref stopped, took the first points, I wasn't really counting as much, but I thought, oh, what's this? And the ref was still on his case. Then from the 8th, 9th, 10th, he could have, though I think they shared the rounds. By the 11th round, the ref took the points for, what was it? It was the use of the elbow, which is funny enough because all through that fight, they were both using elbows. But when you take the point of Dereck from the first time, you would have thought it would have been a little bit lenient, or at least I thought when he even took the point of Dereck, I thought he was going to take the point of Dillian Whyte and just even things out. And as you know, if you're a fighter, not to make an excuse for anyone, if you're a fighter and you want to win a fight and there's 2 points taken away from you, a fighter would want to step into it. And I felt Dereck's hands was forced to try and fight a little bit more than he might not have. I don't know if he would, because that same pattern, but he tried to step it up, and that was his fault. He stepped up to Dillian with his guard down. And as everyone knows, Dillian has already shown you about his left hook. What he did against AJ, he dropped Lucas Brown with it. That catch left, he dropped, knocked out Lucas Brown. He dropped Joseph Parker with it. So you've got to keep that concentration. But I understand he thought he might have won the first fight before. So he thought, oh, they're trying to rob me again. So I've got to press the action and fight. And he walked into that left hook, because I think Dillian Whyte must have, I think he looked down a little bit, and as he looked down, the last thing when someone looks down, your guard automatically drops down anyway. So as he looked down, he just came with that sickening left hook. Dereck fell backwards. I couldn't do this last night because I was sickened to my stomach, because like I said, I've known him for almost 20 years. Grew up around the same in Barnet, I couldn't see it because few people called me saying even Don Charles was praying and that. I just had my head down. No, first, when he first got knocked down, I stood up, I looked at him, I thought, come on, give me a fury. Stand up, but that was just wishful thinking. That left hook was one of the worst I've seen, and I'm not even just saying that because I know him, but I just felt my whole body just went numb. Looked down. They wanted to. I didn't want to be there. I just felt sick. After such a gallant effort from Dereck. But I had to be professional and just, wait around for the press conference, post-fight interview from both sides. And it was a horrible feeling from my standpoint. But all that being said, Dillian Whyte, man, that left hand is dangerous. I put one in my post one time about who's got the best left hook in Britain, and I had a few names in my top 5. Dillian Whyte was it, Tony Bellew, I said before he retired. This was just before he fought Usyk. I did that poll. Joshua Boatsi, funny enough, he finished Quillen with a left hook. I think I actually said Yan might have had a good left hook thing, but give me all the names of who you think has got better left hooks, counter left hook than Dillian Whyte in Britain. I'll wait. That left hook is just serious, is a problem. People know about it, but in 12-round fights, when this is heavyweight boxing, you're gonna want to throw a right hand. You want to throw a right to the body. You want to throw a right hook when the red mist thing. But Dillian, you could tell that is just part of his makeup now. That's part of him. But sorry, excuse me. But now, as he's getting better, that left hook seems to even be more dangerous. You might have to rate Joshua's chin for not dropping to the floor with that left hook. Or maybe because I don't know whether it's that shoulder. But if AJ fights him again, I know he's gonna have to watch that left hook, because if he goes there carelessly, tries to bomb him over, heavyweight boxing, like Pete Fury famously said, you just one punch away from a disaster, and I believe that in heavyweight boxing. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad both of them are safe. I saw a video, and I think it's a match on Instagram, or Sky Sports or something, of Dillian Whyte going into Dereck's room, and just showing him love and support, and he's posted it up on his Instagram, so respect to that. In terms of the AJ fight, I'm gonna lie to you, like most people, everyone wants to see him against Wilder. But funny enough, when AJ was trying to say, I want to fight Wilder, the whole crowd was booing. I don't understand. 1 minute they want AJ to fight Wilder, but now they want. But in terms of Dillian Whyte, pointing to the account of his shoulder when he fought AJ, and what he's done since his loss to AJ, he does deserve a rematch. But because everyone wants to see one against number two, but is Dillian Whyte, is Deontay Wilder a number two anymore? After what his fight against Fury, he's got the belt, but in terms of being historical, I would like to see AJ fight for all the belts. But if that fight don't happen, then and Fury fights Deontay Wilder for the second fight, then no other person deserves it. I don't even think AJ should go to America and fight Baby Miller. He should wait his turn, because that fight, that brutal knockout against Dereck, and what he's done, and how he is as a person, because I've noticed him, I've seen all the people around, all his friends. He seems to want to help boxers, from like Chris Congo is putting him on his card, Richie Riapo, and his other new fighter, Fabio Wadley. He looks good. A lot of movements. You could tell. I could see why Fabio went before he went to spar Usyk for 3 weeks before. For 3 weeks before Usyk fought Tony Bellew, so you could see that something. I think he might have got a little bit of that, but that's my first time seeing it. I'm quite impressed. He stopped a guy called Phil Williams, who's never been stopped before. I think he started his debut this year as well, but he's never been stopped. I've seen him around the circuit fighting, and he seemed to be a durable sort of opponent, and it was a good statement for Fabio to have stopped him. But yeah, that was that's what I felt. I felt the ref didn't do Dereck any favours. He was more on his case. Would Dillian Whyte I'd still knocked out Dereck if that didn't happen. I don't know, it's up for you guys to decide. But I know as a fighter as well, when you feel you're down on the scorecards, because at that time I actually thought, I know it came out that Dereck was ahead in points, but at that time, especially after the first fight, I thought, yeah, they're giving this to Dereck. He's gonna have to step it up. In my head, I was like, step it up now, Dereck, which he did, and he went in reckless, schoolboy error. You just don't. When the red mist comes, the defense goes down, you know, and fortunately that left hook was powerful. Well, that's it. I might talk about the other cards. In fact, I will. We'll see. If you guys want to, this is my first time talking about this, and it's my first time being there as a journalist watching the fight, and it was a good experience. I was just there watching the production, the post conference, and now I understand why people like like Dillian is on top of the game. Because I'm new to this, a lot of people after the press conference, everyone had to do, you know, all the other big YouTubers did an interview with Dillian. Dillian waited for everyone to have an interview. Unbelievable. I had an interview with him around 2 o'clock after, obviously, the other guys with the big numbers, you know, the IFLs, the behind the gloves, seconds out, boxing social, Rob Turbot, you know, they're ahead of me in the pecking order, so I just had to just wait my turn, and I didn't think I was going to get an interview. I've not posted it up yet. I will. And I had just a quick short one because his wife was trying to call him, like, and you know, family first, so I just had to do a quick, I don't know how long it was, couple minutes interview. I was a little bit, so excuse me if I sound a little bit, I felt rushed, but thanks for giving me that interview. But I've never seen a guy work that hard in this, a promoter work that hard in another found respect for him, because he didn't have to do it, he didn't have to wait, because everyone had left, all the fighters and everything, and he was the only one there doing interviews. But I just say that. But yeah, thanks for listening, and there'll be more to come, providing I keep getting into watching these fights, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about, you know, the other fights. Boatsi, Charlie Edwards, Tom Little against David Price, Takam. I'm just going to talk about the other cards all at once and take it from there. Okay, I'm signing out.